Welcome back to another episode of Young African and Proud. I'm your host, Chantal Muchaya. On today's episode, we are traveling all the way back to West Africa, Nigeria. Yes, we are back. And on today's episode, we are meeting a young lady who is a 600 level medical student with a deep passion for preventive medicine and public health advocacy. She's also a board member of the Adeniji Sickle Cell Alliance Foundation, and in particularly, she's the director of the outreach and team lead. And the aim of her department is to ensure that they spread awareness and link members of the community with access to resources regarding SCD. Not only that, she holds several leadership roles in the Nigeria Medical Students Association. She's also very creative, and we just shared her portrait during the opening of our show. And not only that, we are talking about African excellence here. She's also an entrepreneur, and you should definitely check out her shoe business called Souls by Tomi. And I assure you, you will not regret it. You might actually find yourself motivated to purchase a pair. I was motivated and inspired, to actually purchase a pair. It is amazing, amazing, amazing shoe collections. So as I said, do yourself a favor and check her shoe collection out. But without further ado, ladies, join me in welcoming Oluwatomiwa Adeniji. Madam, welcome to our show.
Yay! Thank you so much for having me. I'm so happy to be here. Like, I'm very privileged.
We are glad to hear that. We are so honored that you accepted our invitation. You're a phenomenal young lady, and all the different initiatives that you're doing at such a young age. I am blown away.
Thank you so much for really choosing me out of everyone. I'm really grateful.
We are glad. We are glad. So maybe we can start by your name for someone who's wondering, what does Oluwatomiwa mean? What does your name mean?
Okay, so I'm a Yoruba by tribe. So Oluwatomiwa is a Yoruba name. So Oluwatomiwa means God has come to me. So that's just saying the word literally. Oluwa means God, then Tomiwa means he came to me. So like God with me, God came to me, God is with me, something like that. So that's the meaning of my name. So then my surname, my last name, which is Adeniji, is like it's a Yoruba name to like crown, the crown, something like that.
All right. So it's just speaking royalty, and African excellence right there, which I think
Yeah.
it gels, it
Yeah,
gels
and that
so
is
well.
who I am. I'm royal.
And we are honored. We are honored to be joined by royalty. And when you say you are royal, can you please share with us what you mean by that?
Okay, basically, um, um, my personality, who I am. So I don't need someone to tell me I'm royal. I don't need to. I said my name, Oluwatomiwa, God came to me, Adeniji, like royalty, like the crown. I don't need anybody to define who I am. I define who I am. I'm a queen in my own right. Royal in my own right. I don't need anybody to tell me, you are born into a royalty family, you're a princess. I don't need to be named a princess before I carry myself that way. So basically, I call myself royal, like a queen, because that is who I am. That is what I embody. That is what I exude. And also, that's what I can say about it.
I love that. And I hope that all the other young Africans listening to this are inspired and believe that, you don't need for anyone else to acknowledge you as royalty or as worthy. It all starts with how you view yourself and how you see yourself. So thank you for sharing that with us. And madam, you are also,
Thank you.
uh, doing a lot when it comes to the medical industry in Nigeria. Can you please walk with us through that? Because you're making waves.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that question. So I hope you don't mind me sharing some story. I would like to walk you down the story, the journey. All right. So I'm very so let me just say I'm a sixth year medical student in at Osun State University, Oshogbo, Osun State in Nigeria. And I'm so passionate about leveraging and using my medical knowledge and skill to make impact in the world, in the public health world, if so to say, locally and globally, the underserved local communities and even globally, the ones that really have moved some strides regarding the health sector. So that's basically what I am really passionate about. So I'm passionate about preventive medicine and public health, global health advocacy. But how I got myself to where I am right now, I'll still talk to you about the initiative I'm involved in that I've joined. But let me just say, so in 2019, when I got admission into Osun State University, from so I was just all my mind was just I need to get they've told me so much about medical school. You need to be strong, you need to be reading left and right in the toilet, everywhere you have to read. So that has been my plan. Like I just have to read and pass and ensure my parents are proud of me, like especially my dad, my mom. I want them to be proud of me. So those are my goals. So from my under level, from my first year to my fourth year, I was basically within the confine of the four walls of textbook of school. I was just reading. No extracurricular activities, no social life, nothing. I was just reading and stuff like that, passing well. But when it got to 400 level, December 2023, I can remember vividly. So my friend Adeji Daniel, yeah, I just want to mention the name to honor him. So he just walked up to me and said, Tomiwa, do you know that you're in 400 level? And it's like 2 years away from your graduation? And I was just like, graduation day, your final year. So the question, have you asked yourself this question? Me different. I'm like, okay, that's true. So what do I want to do? Okay, after this of medical school, okay, what next? So I then those that conversation with me really it's my worldview. Like I need to actually okay plan for my future. Like after school, what next? So then I started watching videos of Aproko Doctor. You should know Aproko Doctor is very formula very popular. It's a public health influential social media influential regarding the in the health sector in Nigeria. So I started watching his videos and his interviews to really find what I think like my own niche, my own voice. Then I started paying attention to um the my postings. So when we go for every different hospital postings, I started like paying attention to what can inspire me. So then I would say four things that really inspired me from my hospital posting that really made me say like I really want to go into preventive medicine and make impact in the public health world. So the first story is about sickle cell disease. So when I was doing my pediatrics posting, I am I audible?
Yes, you are. We can hear you.
All right, thank you. So during my pediatrics posting, I so there were many like pediatric patients, like children, that are diagnosed with sickle cell disease, like their genotype is SS, and that struck me different. I'm like, who in the world does not know their genotype? Not knowing that you being in the medical environment, you will just assume that people in the populace really know like the things you're saying, but no, you can't judge through the lenses of your eyes. You need to judge through their lenses. Many people don't know their genotype, and also so unfortunate that a preventive disease, which is sickle cell disease, is now much rampant. Like let's say out of 100% of patients admitted in the pediatrics ward, 85% of them are sickle cell disease patients, or we don't call them sickle cell disease patients so that they can feel special, sickle cell warriors, so that they can feel like they can see themselves like they are actually part of the world regardless of their disease. So we call them sickle cell warriors. So that struck me different. Like okay, like people need, there's a lot to do in the preventive medicine side of the world and public health advocacy. So that was one of the inspiring stories. Second one um is a lady, like a lady, a girl, a teenager, I think, that was brought in by the mother and the father, and she fell and and sustained injury in her right leg. But instead of the parents bringing her to the hospital immediately for special care, the father is an herbalist. So they started doing different concussion, and they did ritual scarification mark on the leg and with cow dump. That was very, like, I'm like, in this world, in this age and time, so like, so that became like, it's worsened the situation. So the leg started, the wound started accumulating pus, affecting the knee, the what's it called, affecting the bones and all. So that's like is bringing in a complication already. Then if the mother is an auxiliary nurse, so they stayed at home for like 3 months. Then they now eventually came to the hospital, and they had to they had to do a lot of things. So the story went like that, but the child could not walk for a while. That's very, so those are the stories. Like, the third one is a child that I think she got an injection on her right gluteal muscle. That's her buttocks. And so I don't know, I really don't understand the story, but when she presented at the hospital, the child presented with a deep wound. Like, if I explain it well, you'll be able to like picture what I'm trying to describe. Like, it's a deep wound. The muscles, the gluteal muscles, that's the buttocks, the muscle in buttocks is already exposed, the blood vessels, and we cannot see the bone, which is the femur, the head of the femur. We cannot see it. So that's how deep the wound was. And just from a minor thing became so complex. So those are the things. Then the last one I said I will share. I said four. So the last one is female genital mutilation. It baffles me that even as like we can say the modern day that we are, the technological era that we are born into, many people are still practicing female genital mutilation, even in Osun State. And I saw like a woman she came into labor with obstructed labor, prolonged labor, and vaginal tear because of female genital mutilation. So these are the things that really stirred me up and inspired me that there's more to do in public health advocacy and in in preventive medicine, and I want to actually make a difference. I want my voice to be known. So back to the question. The question is the initiative I've involved myself in. So due to this inspiration and that I've received from that inspired me to pursue my career. Of course, I'm not even done with my medical skills, yeah. Medical career in public health advocacy and preventive medicine. So due to that, so I involved myself last year. That was my first time ever. Like, last year I was seeing 400 level before I entered 600, 500 level. Then this year I entered 600 level. So I took the bold step to take a position in NIMSA, that's Nigerian Medical Students Association. So I took the position of a local officer to standing committee on public health, which is what I want. So I'm building myself. So I took the position. From there, I was able to organize webinar. So that was the first thing I organized. I organized a webinar on cervical cancer because cervical cancer cervical cancer awareness is done in January. So I called one of our senior registrars in obstetrics and gynecology in our teaching hospital. So he took us on cervical cancer, and like 50 people actually attended the webinar. That was mind blowing to me, and I was like, this is my first time of just coming out of the 4 walls of textbooks and now like basically the month, because that was my plan. January to December, I was doing something. So in February, we went for breast cancer awareness in Shasha Market, that's in Oshogbo, so one of our markets. So we did, many people turned up. We taught them how to do self breast awareness. So we did that. examination. Then in March, like I did a lot. Went into the market, we spoke to them about sickle cell disease and how they can produce sickle cell disease patients via like just being married to AS to give birth to SS and all. Then we did their genotype testing for free and counseling section. That was a great outreach, like the best ever. We were able to reach out to like over 200 people. We did free genotype testing for over 200 people. So I was privileged to be part of the outreach and the outreach team lead for that. So that's basically the initiatives and the foundations I've been working with so far. Thank you so much.
Impressive. It's impressive. All those different roles that you play and the amazing success stories that you have, from the different initiatives that you're involved in is amazing. To think that it all started with a good friend, and I think we need more good friends in our lives who actually
Yes.
encouraged, supported you to get out of the four corners of your books and be field. And by you being in the field, you've made a significant impact, through different initiatives. So well done. Well done to you,
Thank you.
madam, on that one.
Thank you so much for having me to even express myself.
We love it. This is what Young African and Proud is all about. And, you explained a lot, regarding the different initiatives. And for someone who still feels like, madam, I hear what you said, but I still don't understand what sickle cell disease is. How can you, maybe in layman's term, explain what sickle cell disease is for someone who's wondering, I'm still struggling to understand what sickle cell disease is?
All right, think it's actually a blood disease, like it's a disease that is affecting the blood. But what part of the blood is it affecting? Is the hemoglobin. So let me put it like this: the blood, which is the blood, our blood that is red that you always see, is actually composed of three cells. We have the white blood cell, the red blood cell, and the platelet. So that red blood cell is made up of the hemoglobin chain. So we have different kind of hemoglobin chain. We have hemoglobin A, hemoglobin S, hemoglobin C. Are you paying attention? So those are the hemoglobins that we have, and we have hemoglobin F. That's for the fetus. So this hemoglobin is what is affected in the red blood cell. So now, what's the work of the blood? The blood is the blood is life, basically. Do you understand? So blood is what supply oxygen. So blood is what supply oxygen, nutrients to our different organs: the brain, the heart, the eyes, the mouth, every organs of our body. So that's why they say blood is life. So now this component of the blood called red blood cell is made up of hemoglobin chains. Are you paying attention? So now this hemoglobin chain, we have A, we have C, we have S. Now this hemoglobin chain is what is affected genetically. So that's why we say sickle cell disease is a genetic mutation of the hemoglobin that's brought about hemoglobin how by the mutation in the cis codon. I'm speaking grammar, but I will explain the cis codon of the beta chain of the hemoglobin. So what happens is that, let's say your hemoglobin is made up of glutamine and glutamine. So that glutamine is replaced with valine. So that valine is what causes hemoglobin. Are you paying attention? So that's basically how I can explain it. So what happens is a mutation. What was supposed to be there was replaced by something. Are you paying attention? So that replacement of what was supposed to be there originally is converted to an abnormality. So now the normal red blood cell is structured in such a way that is flexible. So when we are, let's say this is, so let's say the way I did my hand now is like the blood vessels. Can you see my hand? It's like the blood vessel.
Mm-hmm.
So now passing, so the red blood cell, they can squeeze their way into the blood vessels and squeeze their way into the blood vessels. But an hemoglobin S, so the normal one is hemoglobin A. So the hemoglobin S, so when they are passing through the pipe, it's not flexible anymore, so it can clog up. So let's say like this pen, so it's not clogged up like this pen. So can it enter like this? No, it cannot. So that So that's what it causes, why they have pain, they have their different crises and all. So so if this has blocked this, will blood be able to flow inside? No. So the parts of the body that blood is not able to blood is not able to flow into will cause pain and also that's why they have different crises. We have acute chest syndrome, stroke, and different crises they come with, basically pain and all, knee pain and all. So in summary, to a layman, I'm sorry, I've said a lot of things, but it's just to make you understand that sickle cell disease is actually a genetic mutation of the blood where the normal hemoglobin chain is which contains glutamine is replaced with valine, which brings about an hemoglobin S, which is a sickle cell that can cause obstruction to the blood vessels and cause pain, reduction in blood vessels, blood flow to the part of the body that is obstructed. So that's basically what sickle cell disease is. So now, basically, people will ask that what causes it. All right. So what causes it is that I told you is a genetic mutation, meaning that like so it is inherited. So let's say I'm the wife and I am AS. So my blood type, they call it genotype. My genotype is AS. So I got married to someone else whose genotype is AS. So my children, at each pregnancy that I conceive, at each pregnancy that I conceive, there's like 25% chance of giving birth to SS. Do you understand? So A from the mother and A from the father forms AA. A from the father, AS from the mother form AS. Then S from the mother, S from the father forms what? SS. Meaning that SS, a genotype mother should not marry a genotype SS, AS. I'm so sorry. A mother with genotype AS should not marry a father with genotype AS, because by there you can give birth to SS. And there's that myth that people always say that, oh, okay, if my firstborn can be AS now, after all, I have A, and my wife too has A. The truth is that at each pregnancy, there's 25% chance of giving birth to SS. So it's not like, oh, my first born will be AA, my second born will be AS, my third born will be SS. We have seen people who gave birth to like first, second, third born SS. So that means at each pregnancy, there's the possibility of giving birth to a sickle cell disease patient, children. So how do we prevent it? We can only prevent it by knowing our genotype status before getting married or planning to give birth. You need to know your genotype. It's so simple. Go to the hospital, get your genotype tested like 2 to 3 times because of like different laboratory results, abnormalities, because we have seen people who have done their genotype testing and when they gave birth to SS and they were like, I checked my genotype, I was AA and stuff like that, and when it was redone they were eventually AS. So I would just advise people to do it 2 to 3 times before you can say this is my genotype. Are you paying attention? So basically that's it. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. I'm empowered now. I know something that I didn't know, and I'm sure that someone also that's watching, our conversation have also learned a lot. If maybe we can just go back to some of your success stories with all the different initiatives that you're involved in. Well done to you as well on that one. What are some of your challenges? Maybe if we can narrow it down to 3 challenges that you experience involved in your local community. What are some of the challenges you're experiencing there?
All right, thank you so much for the question, Miss Chantel. So first thing I'll first talk about before the community, I'm the one that we what's it called change the community. So one of the challenges I face within myself is that wrong mindset of I need to be perfect before I show out, before I show myself out, before I come out to be seen. Like I had that for some couple of years before I now took that bold step that no, I've got all it takes to get it done, and I'm going to actually learn in the journey. So first was wrong mindset. That was a challenge to me actually, in which I could not define who I am. I was feeling like I need to be perfect before going out. That fear of rejection, that fear of being rejected, making mistakes, and all those are the things on my mind. So wrong mindset were one of the challenges. Then number two is like the fear of social media, because you know, actually I have a LinkedIn page. I have a LinkedIn page where I've started my public health advocacy, and fortunately that was where Miss Chante met me. And also I just took the bold step to get there. And also before I took that bold step last year to come on LinkedIn and start sharing what I know and leveraging my medical knowledge to help others, is that fear of social media. You see where people are bashed by people. Maybe I post something and someone just come to my comment section and started saying different things about me, and I'll start cringing. And because those words, the people that put those things on the comment section might just say it just anyhow, don't care, but they don't know that it really defines it really has a lot of impact on on the receiver, on the receiving end. So I really battled with that a whole lot, because like I saw how people who have made some impact are being pulled down because of some different rumors in social media world. So I was like, if I really go there, will I I don't want to be dragged. I don't want to, you understand? So that fear was there, fear of social media. I really, what will people say and all. But I will tell you, no, I'm changed now. And that's it. People don't define me. And also failure really, or wrong criticism, from a far distance, someone that does not know me cannot have effect on me. I won't allow wrong criticism for someone that does not know me at all should have effect on me. I know who I am. I know my personality. I know what I'm made of. So whatever people say does not define me. I define myself. So if I define myself wrongly, that is what should affect me. So, or maybe people around me that like maybe criticize maybe what I've done or corrected what I've done, those are the people I will listen to. But from far distance, that you're just saying different things about me, I won't move a cringe. So those were the challenges I had. Wrong mindset, fear of social media, I don't want to be bashed, fear of rejection, fear of making mistakes and stuff like that. So the last one, in the community, actually there's actually, women in Puda. And also there's one outreach we did in one of the villages and stuff like that. We could not have access to women in Puda. We could not have access to them and stuff like that, and they really needed it, because I know in future, like I will surely have my own foundation, and really I will have the foundation that really focus on women. Of course, not about gender. It's just about the women. We need to actually know who we are. We need to rise up to the occasion. There's nothing like there's nothing like I need to end up my journey in the kitchen. You need to define yourself. Like w- to me, the differences between men and women is just about their gender. Like sorry, I mean it's just about their genital system, their sexual reproductive system. Every other thing is the same. Yeah, I'm not talking about the look. I'm talking about cerebral. I'm talking about the mindset. I'm talking about the skill. The only difference between a man and a woman is actually their reproductive system. So we can actually voice out, we can actually come out. So those are the challenges in that women improve, that we cannot reach out to them because they are, I don't know, I really don't understand most of these things. And I think it's their beliefs and all. So those are the challenges. Many challenges actually, but you said I said it.
Glad to hear that you shared your experiences as well regarding how you personally struggled to start with, because many times people are not mindful, and that is why you mute our comments as well, and we do that to ensure that our guests and as well as our staff does not end up feeling demotivated. And as women, I don't know where we get this mindset from, but many times we tend to bring each other down instead of support and one another. And what I love, is when you mention that I know my worth. because I know my worth, I'm not going to let someone else, bring me down. And knowing your worth goes back to, how you viewed yourself as royalty. I am royalty. That's what you said, at the opening of our show. So I'm very inspired by that. And I'm hoping that, someone also feels very inspired to view themselves. So there's anyone that's watching right now and they're thinking, wow, I'm impressed by the work that this young lady is doing. How can they support you? What do you need assistance with?
Okay, all right. Thank you so much for the question. I Okay, what do I need assistance with? I have a LinkedIn page and I will need people to comment, like, share, follow me on my LinkedIn page and hear what I'm saying, and also okay, about my initiative, like about the foundation I'm working with, Tasca. Also, we are on LinkedIn too, and we are on Instagram. You can engage our posts, you can follow us, listen to us, and also not only listen, use those LD informations to be a core part of your informed to be a core part of making an informed decision to bring about an healthy behavior. And also I believe that's how you can support us. Love us, share, like our content, comment, follow us, tell people about us. You understand what we are doing. Tasca, the Adejumo Sickle Cell Disease Alliance Foundation, and my page, I'm Oluwatomiwa Adeniji. Follow me, like, comment, and all. That's how you can support me. Those are things that keeps me going. I know, because I'll soon start my YouTube channel and stuff like that. But before then, for now, you can my LinkedIn, that's where, like follow me. So thank you. And that will encourage me more to do more. Thank you.
Definitely. Definitely. And what about community leaders? How can community leaders support you? Because you mentioned that you went in a community and you didn't have access to the women. So, to solve that problem, what can community leaders do?
All right, so well, that's okay. I have a lot of things community leaders can do, but based on the question you asked, so we had issue with talking with some women in Buda to be able to talk to them about the health information we came there to do. We could not even touch them to allow them to. Okay, let me even say the outreach we went to do. We went to a market to share pads. So it was a menstrual hygiene day, World Menstrual Hygiene Day. So we went to the market. We share over 600 pads to the market ladies, like people who are there, and that's where we got to know. That's where we got to know that in this age and time, even in Oshogo where I am, people are still using clothes to and tissue to do their menstruation, and also that was like it was eye opening to me. I'm like, wow, I'm not supposed to live in my world. I should know what is happening there and really help them. So we went there to share free parts to them. So they could not come out, but we were talking to them through their window. We could not talk to them. We could not even give them the pad, but some of them actually gave them under the door and us up the door. So what could the community leaders do? Like, ah, well, that's a religion bias, I would say. So it's just maybe the religion leaders should, I don't know, I really don't know much about their religion, but I would just say they should help us, like, really make these women feel like who they are, like free access to their rights. Like women have access to, like, there's human rights. They have access to their dignity, to their choice. Because I'm married, I shouldn't be. I'm not criticizing anybody. I'm just saying my own point. I'm just saying my own point. Nobody should come to my DM and start bashing me. Like, I'm just saying my point. Like, in the name of I'm married, nobody should be confined in a corner. Like, your role as a wife is just to give birth, because there's that mindset whereby women just start thinking that I'm just on net to give birth. I'm just on earth to give birth. I'm on earth to be a slave to my husband. That is not it. Even if it's a religious belief, I believe is wrong. I believe it's wrong. So these community leaders should maybe encourage our religious leaders in that line to allow the females to breed, like allow them. Is a right. Like, I have a right to life, I have a right to express myself. Because I'm a female gender does not mean that I can't do anything. I can't make decisions of my own. I can't own a organization. I don't know, I don't have rights to my health. Because that's it. It's like depriving someone from the right to their health, rights to exposure to information that is rights to materials they even needed, common part they could not allow us to. So I believe community leaders can help us to maybe set rules, policy making that will allow ladies or women to really express themselves. So that's basically, I believe there can be a policy that can actually make them, because policy making can really go a long way in what we want to do in preventive medicine and public advocacy. And I believe public, how would I say this, policy making, I mean, can actually go a long way in that. So community leaders, our government, they can, that's what they can help us with, policy making in like rights to women, just in religious settings, to have rights to basic amenities and things, like their husbands should allow them to do some things and all. So what else? Yeah, policy making, government, community leaders and all. And basically that's how they can help us.
And I think what I can take from what you're saying, and again, before you go and bash it, please, let's be mindful, as we always say, that this is just a conversation we're having. But I think in a nutshell, what the young lady is trying to say is that there are customs and beliefs that we still uphold in our community that are negatively impacting us, and they're not allowing us to move forward as a community, because now these women can't even access pads. It's not like they're buying them, but it's something that is they're being given, which will greatly benefit them. I mean, think about it. A woman in this day and age having to use a cloth that comes with a lot of, it comes with a lot of challenges, and also negatively impacts their health, because some of those clots, if it's not taken care of nicely, can have germs that can cause infections. So please, something as basic as that, let's allow our women to practice their rights, because at times the policies are there, but those policies are not being implemented. So there's something that really needs to be done regarding that. And I'm loving that you're stepping up, and you're putting your hand to it, and you're voicing your opinion. So you're the voice of the voiceless, madam. Keep on shining rather.
Thank
Viva.
you, ma'am.
All
Thank you,
right.
miss.
So not only are you involved in the, in public health and ensuring that, women practice their rights. So maybe in a nutshell, what we can say is not only are you involved in public health and advocacy, you're also an entrepreneur. There is Souls by Tomi. Can you share
Tommy.
with us all about?
All right, yes. Should I say I'm the CEO or founder of Souls by Tommy? Anyone, whichever way. All right. So, like I said, that conversation with my friend was a turning point in my life. And so I started thinking of what to do outside medical school, right? So the idea of Souls by Tommy actually stemmed from my mom. My mom sells shoes, but locally, like she sells shoes in the community and in our workplace. So people saw the shoes on me, and they started asking, where did you get this shoe from? I was like, it's my mommy that says it though. So like that's one, two, three, four people were just asking me, and like I sold like three, four shoes without me even really actively advertising the product. But when they saw it on me, I tell it that it's my mom, so I get it for them from my mom. So it just dawned on me one fateful night. I'm like, wow, I've been looking for what to do, maybe extracurricular activities, like maybe like a business, something that can bring money for me. And I'm like, oh, this is a great idea. I can make it a big deal. So then I started making it a big deal. Then I did design. I can design, so I designed my flyers, I designed different things, and and I started posting it on my group, like in my hostel, because we lived together in medical school. So I started showing them, I sell shoes, come and buy shoe from me. Then from there in my church, I was telling people, come and buy shoe from me. Then my friend brought shoe. I was like, wow, this is making sense. I need to learn about marketing and sales. And I started learning. Then from there opened my WhatsApp page. Then I optimized it and turned into a business stuff. I started last year, funny enough, but there are no much leads and sales, but still, I'm not going to give up because it has a bigger vision. So by Tommy has a bigger vision. So this year, I actually designed my logo myself. I designed my logo, my what it is, what the business is about. So I'm still learning actually because I'm going into Instagram soon and start making sales. And basically, that's the story behind it. But hopefully, there'll be more story behind it. I'll create more story because the brand really is where style meets confidence. Like, when you walk, like, basically, I'm just out there to empower women because youth African proud, right? And we're so happy to be here because I'm not biased about gender, but I'm about the women. Like, you need to own yourself, like own your decision, own who you are. Like, I don't need anybody to call me beautiful. I'm beautiful myself. So yes, so that's what I'm selling with the shoe. Anyway, that's the emotion around it, like confidence, style, dress. I'm not dressing so that I can get husband. I'm dressing attractively for myself. Of course, that will eventually attract husband. Well, that's an effect secondarily, but primarily, I dress to look good. My dressing, the way I look, the way I wear, I combine my shoe with my dressing. That's basically what the brand is about. It's going places. Trust me, it's going places. All right, so that's the story behind Shoes by Tomi, and patronize me when I get to YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Follow
When
me.
I viewed your WhatsApp page, I was like, what? Talking about style, confidence, and comfort, right? Because I think also with women
Yes.
is, we want to look good. You can have your outfit figured out, but sometimes when it comes to the shoes, you're like, hmm. But when I saw the different styles you have, I was like, I could rock that. I could rock that at work. I could rock that at a social event, and I love that, you even got your
Don't worry,
shoes
we
with your.
deliver nationwide.
I love that. I love that. What about Africa? Can we please work towards delivering towards Africa? Because your African sisters
I'm
that are
getting there. We are getting there.
please, please, we're praying for you that you get. Because for us as your African sisters that are not in Nigeria, we want some of those shoes. I mean, I was motivated and I was inspired. So we are praying for you, the side, that you continue to grow and grow and grow. So, what words of encouragement do you
Thank
have
you.
for someone that's watching right now and thinking, wow, I'm inspired not only to be a medical student, she's also, taking her work into the field. She's an entrepreneur, she's a designer. We will get into you being a designer shortly. Um, but for someone that's watching and she's thinking, wow, this young lady is diverse, what words of encouragement do you have for them?
All right, so I have three things to say to you guys. That's success, analysis paralysis, and leadership. So I'll talk about the first one, success. I came about this word, like, success isn't solely defined by the outcome. Success is defined by the process and the journey by which you get to the outcome, which includes failure, the disappointment, the fear, the pains you actually went through. So you can actually write your own success story. Now, no success story exists without pain, disappointment, failures. But you use those failures as your stepping stone to where you get to. You understand? So because no one puts on their social media platform or online status or whatever, their failures, disappointments, when they are down. They only put out their success. But behind that success you are seeing, there is actually failure, disappointment, pain. You understand? So I'm just advising you, don't give up. Don't give up. Actually, create your own story, because no true success story it exists without pain. So don't compare yourself with others. I wanted to say that when I was talking about the challenges I face. There's no person that does not has not experienced this situation whereby they are comparing themselves with their friends. Actually, so don't compare yourself with your friends. I had that issue, and sometimes it happens, but now I know how to tackle it. Because when you see people around you, when my friends advise me that he already started since 100 level with my roommates, they already started since 100 level, and me, I started my own, building my own brand and who I want to become later on in 400 level. You see that wide gap. So I was comparing myself. I'm like, can I do it? Can I, like, is it not too late? Do you understand? So don't compare yourself with others. You are the only one that can say your story yourself. Like, your story is unique. Like, you are the only one that can talk about your challenges, your disappointment. It's unique. Like, nobody can tell your story for you. You can only tell your story. So make out your own story from your disappointments, your failures and all. Then you see yourself soaring higher. So the second one is analysis paralysis. I had that mindset too. You have a lot of things on your head. I want to become this, I want to become that, I want to become this, but all in your head. All in your head, no action. No action. You understand? So don't get yourself into analysis paralysis. That idea, start it now. Start it small. Yeah, start it small. I've started Souls by Tomi, and I know it's going places whereby I will myself like have my home brand, producing my shoes myself. Yeah, I get to that level of Gucci, Nike, you understand, Louis Vuitton. Souls by Tomi is getting there, you understand. But I started small. I didn't do analysis paralysis, and I'm going bigger. You understand? I started with my LinkedIn as a global health advocate that I aspire to be, and I'm doing great stuff, and I'm going to do great stuff. All right, so the last one I was going to talk about is leadership. See, there is an L in every individual. You don't need any position of authority to lead, actually. Do you know that your life, you are leading it, and you're a leader in that life that you are leading? So that's why I always say that the way you turn out in life is actually you are the determining factor. You can't depend on anybody. You can't blame anybody for how your life turn out. At the end of the day, you are the determining factor of how your life turn out. Sorry, of how you turn out at the end of the day. So there's an L in you. So you are the one I'm talking to. So there's an L in you. Embrace the leader in you and start small. Don't seek perfection before you get out, because you're going to learn in the journey. So I believe if I didn't start now, if I didn't start my LinkedIn page, start sharing what I know, I want to get here, and and if I didn't continue in commitment through the circumstances, through the challenges, I won't get to where I'm supposed to get to. So start small, then you actually get there. You understand? So that's what I can say for you. I know. Hope you learn and hope you are inspired by this. Thank
So
you.
talking about designing, madam, you designed, or rather, you shared with us your portrait, and I was blown away. I was like, this portrait is alive, right? It was glittering, it is glowing. There is so much that is happening there. Can you walk? Can you walk with us through the journey of your portrait? And maybe before we get into that, this is actually a fun fact. Yeah, the logo of our young African proud was actually inspired by our gorgeous Nigerian sisters. So I was always inspired by, how you tie your duke. You could turn any boring looking duke into a beautiful child. And I was like, you know what? Our logo for Young African and Proud is going to be inspired by the way that, our Nigerian sisters, wear the duke, and the way that you colored in your portrait. I think you did justice to it. So can you please share your beautiful?
All right, thank you. I will start with I like sharing why and why I do what I do. So I guess it make people resonate with the story. I noticed that I could draw when I was in secondary school, and yeah, so I do draw and all. But it seems like the should I say the talent or the ability to draw, I left it behind when I got admitted to 100 level. I already told you about the story that I just want to read and pass and ensure I be the best I can be for my parents. So I should I say I forgot that I know how to draw. So recently, last month, my friend asked me like, "What do you do outside medical school? And what can you do outside medicine and surgery?" So I was like, oh, that's true, I can draw actually, but there's no proof that I can draw. I have nothing to prove because my drawing books then, it's like 8 years ago, they are damaged and stuff like that. So I was trying to create, like I can actually draw, I have this ability. So I drew like 10 characters and all. So now when you spoke to me on Friday, I was in the posting, like in my medical posting. So and we're supposed to have the stuff, and I'm like, how will I print it out and design it? Like, how will I print it out and color it? Like, that's quite like late for me. So when I slept, I woke up. I'm like, wait, this an avenue to actually showcase my craft. So I drew the logo, like I drew it myself. So then I designed it. So I designed it. So it's just to make myself to stand out, because when I checked before this interview, I checked the other interviews you had with other women. So I'm like, okay, how will I do this? I was nervous. So I saw that people, like some of them just they colored it. That was all they did. So I was like, I need to be different. So I drew it, the old character, and I now designed it. So I designed it. So what's the significance of what I designed, my drawing and all? It's just to show my craft, creativity, my craft, who I am, my personality, my culture and all. So now my Duke portrait is divided in three parts. So I have the background, then I have the head wrap and the lip. So you when you see it, you see it there. So now the background actually, so it signifies God and my faith. The white, okay, so the background which is white, it signifies God, my faith and my culture. So I believe, I'm a Christian, so I believe that I'm in existence because God created me, and He created me for a purpose. So need means that I need to find out His purpose for my life and live my life for it. And I found out His purpose and I'm living my life for it, because that's what defines fulfillment and success for me at my core. Even when I make so much impact in the public health, that isn't success to me. What is success and fulfillment to me is fulfilling God's purpose, which is the reason for my existence. So the headgear, I colored it in with three colors. There's the background, the middle part, and the top layer. So the middle layer is colored in ash color. So is to signify like the struggles, my strength, and my maturity in medical school, because medical school is not an easy journey. Like it's a lot. Many people battle with depression, with failures, and not ready to keep up. They're not ready to keep up and all. So I'm just grateful to God, and that signifies the maturity and strength I've gained in my journey in medical school. And I'm still strong, and I've been strong and all. And also then the middle part layer of the headgear is I colored it purple. So it signifies my passion for preventive medicine and global health advocacy. So it also signifies personal development. It's also signifies personal development, my growth, because there's no success story that leaves behind failures and challenges and all. So that's it. So I believe so much in personal growth, because that's what will bring me to where I'm going to be, who I want to become, because there's who I want to become. There's a big L in me. All right, so the last color on the top one is yellow. So yellow signifies my creativity. I designed the Duke logo of Youth African I'm proud. I drew it myself. So after drawing it, then I designed it. So that really defines it. And also the old color, ash, purple, yellow, a mixture of colors that really brings about one thing. They can actually mix together and bring about one thing. So they really talk about me, my personality. I am cool, warm, I am energetic. I am energetic, and that is me. That is me. I'm loving, I'm confident, and all. So then the lips, I colored it red. I said I aspire to be to go into preventive medicine, to be a public health and global health professional. That would means I'll talk a lot. So so the lips that I designed red signifies public speaking, expressing myself with courage, to express myself with courage, and like courage to express who I am, what I'm doing. So public speaking, that's what it signifies. So basically that's it. So I actually love art. Art is like, how will I put it now, it actually gives you the so it art gives you the opportunity to express your emotions, who you are, what you have in your mind, and also that's it. That's it. Thank you.
The glitter, because it's glittering. I was like, this portrait is alive. The video you shared with us, it's glittering, it's alive. Where does the glitter come from? I know your confidence, but what coloring pencils, what did you use to color? Because there is glitter, it is shimmering. How did that come across? How did that come about?
So, funny enough, I actually got the pencil from since my secondary school days. I told you I know how to draw since secondary school. So I bought those pencils then. So I still happen to have them. So it's just a pencil that has different varieties of color and is shiny. And also I use it because I told you the layers of the head wrap, the layers of the red head wrap. So it's from the struggles to who I want to become, to who I am. So it's just like that is it. Like there's no success stories without its failures. So you deserve to shine at the end of the day. So that's why I use a pencil that is shining. I know. I know. Thank you.
It's like you're a butterfly and you're getting your wings and you're like, ta-da! These are my wings. They're glowing.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
does the world have for us? Madam, thank you so much for joining us today, for just sharing your story with us, for inspiring us. I know I'm motivated, and I'm sure that our audience will be motivated as well. May you continue to grow from success to success.
Amen.
Um,
Amen.
you know, wisdom, grace. I pray that may our Almighty God continue to lead you and keep you
Amen.
for us, and
Amen.
provide you with access to resources so that you can
Amen.
continue making an impact. And I pray that
Amen.
may positions of leadership continue
Amen.
to locate you, and
Amen.
one day you become the minister of health in
Amen.
Nigeria. And I know that when the
Amen.
God's grace will continue to locate.
Amen. Amen.
And
So thank you so much, Miss Chantel. Chantaya Ali. Thank you so much for believing in me. Like I was so surprised that I could get that kind of opportunity to be here to talk on your YouTube channel to inspire others, which is what I've always aspired to be, like to be an inspiration to others. Because John Quincy said something. He said, if you can inspire others to dream more, to do more, to believe more, and achieve more, you are a leader. So that's what I've always what's it called, I've always envisioned to be. Thank you so much for bringing that to life, and I know this is not the stopping point, this is the starting point. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Amen and amen to that, my lady. Amen.